I gotta tell you something I could do. I could be running around chasing you, but I won't. Cause I got better things to do. Rather spend my precious time chasing somebody who loves me too. If I got $1 for every time you slam the door, I would be the richest girl alive, life. If you hadn't run away every time I asked you stay, you would sleep right next to me tonight. No, you didn't want me, all you wanted was a game to play, and you couldn't handle that I had my ways. I found your magics and your side chicks, I'm a winner, babe. No, you didn't win this, it's a part of the game. In the beginning I just didn't know that you're an enemy I held too close.
Hey, everybody. Hopefully all is well. Oh, Lord Jesus, child. Welcome in, everybody. Glad to have all of you here. Everything on this channel is alleged, in my opinions, for entertainment purposes only. Once again, everything on this channel is alleged, in my opinions, for entertainment purposes only. Once again, everything on this channel is alleged, in my opinions, for entertainment purposes only. First of all, let me just say this. Child, it feels so good to say what's really on your mind. I will just leave it there. Sometimes I'm just going to be real with y'all. Being a social commentator and giving social commentary, or, gossip, whatever you want to call it, there are going to be times where people are going to take on what you say a little too seriously. And as I often say, if what I'm saying is not true about you, you should not have a response to me. But if you have a response to me, it must be true about your behind to some doggone degree. And let me tell you something, that rule is so satisfying. So with that being said, welcome in, everybody. Everything on this channel is alleged, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only. Once again, everything on this channel is alleged, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only. Once again, everything on this channel is alleged, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only. All right. So, I've been trying to do part 1 of this Carlos King NeNe Leaks interview. I've been trying to give y'all a new video per day, and I think I'm doing a decent job of it. Of course, you guys will let me know what you think in the comment section of each part. So there are 2 videos right now of part 1. This is part 3 of part 1. Oh, I took notes, y'all. I took notes. So last time we were talking, we left off where I told y'all Peter and NeNe bump heads. So now, here we go with part 3 of part 1. NeNe said that Phaedra Parks was not good for the show. That's what she felt like. And she felt that way because she was from Athens, Georgia. What are you doing over here? Now, eventually, she says that Phaedra, was a good addition. But at the time, it's like, okay, what are you doing over here? NeNe knew her granddaddy, knew Phaedra's granddaddy who fed the homeless in Atlanta. But besides that, not really too much. And, I'm not judging NeNe too harshly with this, because at the end of the day, to be around for 2 decades is something you built. Of course, you're going to feel very sentimental about, what you have built and who is in, what you built. You know what I mean? So I feel it. You know what I mean? That's like, who child? That's like me joining, Brat Loves Judy, and I was there for 10 seasons, and then, I still watch the show, but I watch it in pieces because I miss Brat and Judy, right? So I definitely can understand where she's coming from with that. So then Carlos asked, do you regret anything? And she said disciplining her kid on camera, because everybody had an opinion on it. She felt like she should have done that in private. And then she felt like she really had regrets of putting so much of the divorce out there, because at the end of the day, they did get back together. They both said things that they wish they did not say. And, NeNe did say that she is a reality TV star, so there's no other way that she could have done that. And, I really did see maturity. I saw grace, and I saw really a context of understanding what she has done, right? It really did feel like we were going back in time to see what this, show really was about from the beginning to now. And I want to give a shout out to Renata One. I want to give a shout out to her because she said a really good comment. She said, those are the kind of interviews he needs to be doing instead of being messy, trying to put cast members against each other and him taking sides. I agree. I think that this type of interview is what he should be doing more of, because honestly, if you didn't know Carlos King before, you definitely know him now from this part one of a two-part interview with NeNe Leakes. You know what I mean? So yeah. So then they talk about, of course, Bryce, and Carlos asked about him, and NeNe says that, I talked with him on the phone and he's doing okay, or he sounds okay, and her hands are tied as a mom. I did talk about that on my channel. If you want more of my commentary, go to that video for more information. But I will recap it here because it was a part of the interview. And she said that, she has a brother and a close cousin that is also on drugs. And so, this is a epidemic and a pandemic in our community. Everybody is attached, or not everybody's attached to this, but everybody is attached and connected to this just sad space of drugs in some capacity. And I really pray for NeNe Leakes and her family in this, because to be that vulnerable to the world like that about your family, child, it takes a brave soul to be at peace with releasing the pieces that they're in to the public. So I pray for Bryce. Like I said, he is a full-grown black man, but also too, he is someone's son, and NeNe is also a mother, regardless of what happened with her and Bravo. So they talked about something that really was important here, and shout out to Tea Talk with Your Girl, because me and her talked about part one. And I'm going to mention something that Tea Talk said that I did not see, but that she did see. So when Carlos asked about, NeNe and Greg, and this is a real conversation that is happening all around the world, but Carlos asked it on his podcast. He said, when you start making more money, did that change the dynamics of your relationship? And NeNe was very sincere and honest about it. She said that, it did affect her marriage because her husband was the breadwinner, right? And she got her bag, her husband switched up. And to be honest with you, I feel that, honestly, we have been so, boxed in and locked into man makes money, woman stays at home. You know what I mean? But, women deserve to have a full life as well. So I really believe that this point in 2023, it really should be about you both combining your resources together and being one. As they say in the Bible, when you leave your mom and dad, you cleave to your wife and you become one. I'm paraphrasing, but I think that's pretty much what it is. And, Tea Talk with Your Girl said about this next part that, NeNe said that, when she got her back, it emasculated Greg and took that role away from him, from changing the light bulb to, being able to take care of the kids. And she felt that because she was getting a bag that made life easier, she didn't realize that she was emasculating him. I thought that was also very vulnerable too, because a lot of times I think when women do get their bag, I think the most genuine women really are about taking responsibility for what they can bring to the relationship and make it easier. And I feel that from NeNe. And Tea Talk with Your Girl said that was kind of shady. That was kind of shady of, bringing that up because of what we know with Melody Cherie Rogers. And I didn't catch that shade before, but I certainly agree with her on that. And at the end of the day with Carlos, I think he did a wonderful job. He did not have to throw that in, you know what I mean? It is kind of shady boots, to say something that, just can be said, you know what I mean? But, child, at the end of the day, Carlos, you still got a lot of work to do with Love and Marriage Huntsville. We have not forgot about the work that we are doing on your show. But that's neither here nor there, because this is about the NeNe Leakes interview. So, something else, and like I said, this is probably one of the most vulnerable interviews that NeNe has ever done. Like I said before, I feel like this is going to be her grand opening, grand closing of answering any and all questions that we have wanted to know. So, after this two-part, she is not going to answer any of those questions. That's how I genuinely feel. So, there's another vulnerable moment where NeNe talks about finalizing her divorce, and Carlos said that, if you are around NeNe Leakes, you're never allowed in her closet, as we all saw on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and you're also never allowed in her bedroom. And NeNe was crying so hard that day that she got divorced, that she called Carlos to her bedroom and said, just don't tell anybody. I will tell the producers in my own time. And, to Carlos's credit, it was about a week later that NeNe told the producers, and that, he kept her secret for a week. And shout out to Carlos King. I will give credit where credit is due. That, he said that people do need the right to grieve through what they're going through. And I think that is a sensibility and a sensitivity that we need more of on reality TV. And so when it came to the divorce, Greg said, "You itch, you divorced me." And NeNe said, "Look, Greg can hold his own off camera. He will put you in your place." And NeNe and Greg were at an impasse where they didn't know where they were, who they were, and how they communicated to each other. So NeNe said, "Listen, we need a break, but I have to teach you a lesson and carry this all the way through." And so when Greg got the word, he said, "Itch, you divorced me." So yeah. And then the last thing that they talked about, the last thing that I'm going to talk about here is, during that divorce, she dated somebody named John from The Celebrity Apprentice. She said that she had a good time with John. They did shopping sprees. It was to the point where, if somebody was with NeNe Leakes, John would say, "You get something too." He was very generous, but after a while, it's like, what else do they have? And she said that John did call her, and they talked last night before the interview, and he said that he's willing to send Bryce to a rehab facility in New York, all expenses paid. And then Lamar Odom also called, and he has a facility out there as well that he would also pay. So even still, even though NeNe's hands are tied, there are people who are connected to Bryce's mom that still want to care about him. And I hope that when he does get out of jail, if he does get out of jail, the bond is the bond. But if he does get out of jail, that I hope he stays still for a minute before he takes those resources, because I think at the end of the day he needs to do it for him, not because people have offered him um, those things. So yeah, that is another part of part one. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do a new video per day until we get to August 1st at 9 a.m. child, and then after that I think I probably will still do the breakdown. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Do you guys like the breakdown of how I'm breaking this down, child? I took some notes, and there are reasons why I am pausing, because child, I took my good notes. So that is it for me. Like I said, this was a great interview for sure. So this was another edition of a part one, or more from part one, of Carlos King, NeNe Leakes. This has been another edition of Brain Lee's virtual tour pit stop. One love, much love, all love, everybody. Love y'all. Bye. Bye, everybody.
I gotta tell you something I could do. I could be running or I'm chasing you, but I won't, 'cause I got better things to do. Rather spend my precious time chasing somebody who loves me too. If I got $1 for every time you slam the door, I would be the richest girl alive, life. If you hadn't run away every time I asked you stay, you would sleep right next to me tonight. When you didn't want me, all you wanted was a game to play, and you couldn't handle that I had my ways. I found your magics and your side chicks, I'm a winner, babe. And you didn't win this, it's a part of the game. In the beginning I just didn't know that you're an enemy I held too close. Now I